This is Smithee.tv.
Welcome to 5 Questions with Jeremy. I'm Jeremy, and tonight I have Tara Spencer Nairn. Nairn?
Yeah.
Fuck. I fucked up already.
It's a weird last
Do you get
name.
that a lot? Or am I the only asshole that did it?
No, there's a lot of assholes. But it's a weird name. People think it's 3 people sometimes. Tara, Spencer, and Aaron.
Oh!
Mm-hmm. And then they get really disappointed when I show up.
For auditions and stuff like that?
No, just like...
that 3 people were coming.
Like, oh, Tara, Spencer, and Aaron are coming. And then
then it's just you. But can you bring enough for 3 people?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah? You got your mad game on for the party?
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, and I want to get into this because this is a fun conversation. You were saying... We were talking about someone, Ryan Goldhar.
Yeah, we can talk
and
about
how
Ryan
he's
Ryan Goldhar.
And how
who's forcing you to put cameras in this room and make us all feel really awkward.
Not me. Tomorrow's her. He's a nerd.
Yeah, you guys are both like nerds.
Sure.
You guys are, and you talk about how you are nerd friends and you nerd out on things. And I have been in many a room with him when he's gone off on like really nerdy things. Like. Yeah. You can't see this, but there are some nerdy ass figurines up there and some like nerdy cameras, and like it's just like you're a nerd if you're into like comic books. But I can't be a nerd because I'm not into those things, so I'm just a loser.
But what defines being a loser?
You're just kind of a loner, a bit of a weirdo. You know? So
that's worse, or
I'm not a creep? Well, it's not worse. I don't know if it's worse. Like what's worse? I mean, like you may like the like comic book things, but I think that would be pretty brutal to be into that. But that's fine. That's totally your thing, and that's okay. So I mean, I'm okay with being a loser. I think it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll be my nerd.
See, you can't
even do that. You are a loser because you can't even high five properly.
I can't even high five.
I like it.
Don't even have a figurine of anything.
But sure, you're not into like anything.
Oh no, I'm into stuff.
You have no hobbies.
No, nothing.
Just a blank canvas.
So
what do you do?
It's for my craft. I like to remain really open, so that I'm just really malleable and can just be, not distracted by
stuff
in this world. Yeah.
I bet you're a nerd about something. There's got to be something. It's just not the typical nerd stuff.
I'm a nerd about the gym.
Okay. You're a fitness nerd.
I'm a bit of a fitness nerd. There you go. There you have it. Bit of a nerd about documentaries, actually.
Okay,
see? Yeah, I'm a bit of a documentary nerd. But it's different. You would never class me as a nerd. Like, I just would never go to, like, Las Vegas to go to a convention. You know
for documentaries.
That's a nerd. That's a geek. Yeah. I mean, anyone who's a documentary nerd is definitely a loser, because you're a bit of a loner. You're kind of like, I just really like documentaries.
What kind of documentaries?
I'm really not that picky.
Yeah?
We are a family that is more apt to watch, my husband is not really into watching movies, but we will watch documentaries. And so that's basically what we do. If we have 2 hours, we'll watch a documentary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's fun. I didn't even think before. It's Netflix that screwed me up. Because Netflix has their life-changing documentaries, social documentaries.
I don't have Netflix. I borrowed people's Netflix, and I'm a little bit jealous because they do have great documentaries. But I find on demand
is better.
No, it's not better. It's just what I have. Would you like to rub in that you have an iPhone and I don't? Because that would be really nerdy as well.
My iPhone is about 5 years old.
Okay, well, my BlackBerry is 3 years old, so we're both kind of sad on that front. I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
We were talking about documentaries, Netflix, video on demand.
But on demand I find is really good. CBC's got a lot of documentaries, Passionate Eye. They usually end up going on there. Also, ESPN has this awesome documentary series called 30 for 30. Have you been watching that? Oh, you have to watch it.
We don't watch anything live. Everything we watch is pre-recorded.
We PVR everything.
So we don't do that.
To say because I hate commercials, but commercials are so important to my industry. But God, I fucking hate commercials. That's not true. I love commercials. 30 for 30 is an amazing series, even if you're not a sports fan. And a lot of these sports I know nothing about and care nothing about. It's this awesome series that they started. It was 30. It was covering it was to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and it spanned over. They gave different famous directors each a year over the span of 30 years, and they did a documentary about what they found to be the most compelling sports story of that year. And so some of them are about a Little League championship, or it's fascinating.
That sounds really cool.
Amazing document. I'm in tears at the end of 90% of them.
Really?
So good.
Because.
Oh my god.
What's one
Chuckles in the crowd thinks that I'm in tears over a basketball, but whatever.
What's one of the ones that's the most sad sack one?
Oh man, I also have a terrible memory. There was one called shit. Oh, it was about these two basketball players, and it was just really. Once We're Brothers, and it was. This is gonna reveal what a fucking moron I am. It was the. No, I'm just not even gonna try.
It's
to
over.
explain it.
We're gonna move on.
It's just over. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
We gotta go. Yeah, but just check it out. It's awesome.
So, where am I gonna go?
You have no idea where to go.
I had something. No. Well, you're a blank canvas.
Malleable.
Mm-hmm. So what do you, just going through, if you were to go through your filmography, you've got a swarm of everything.
It's a bit of a mishmash.
No, but it's not a bad thing. It's a lot of actors get painted into a box, right? Or they try to. The actors don't themselves. I mean, the industry tries to do that for you, right? Because if you can cry on command, you're a dramatic actress, whether or not you're funny or not.
Right.
But you've got, you've done the horror stuff, you've done comedy, you've done drama. What do you prefer? What do you like? If you were given a choice.
You know what? It's hard because I find when I'm doing comedy, I really want to be doing drama, and when I'm doing drama, I really want to be doing comedy. I guess a dramedy would be the perfect balance. I just like it when it's. I understand that something has to be a comedy or something has to be a drama, but I kind of like it when it's a comedy, but it's like New Waterford Girl. You're not bum. It's just the honesty and brutalness of life.
They're not trying to hit jokes per page.
Funny, right? Yeah. Because I find I love doing comedy, but doing something like Corner Gas, it's a totally different form of acting. Mm-hmm. It's more of a song.
It's because you have to hit rhythms, and you have to.
That's kind of just how I see it. Is I'm basically singing a duet with whichever actors I'm working with, because there's so much more going on than just. You have to be honest and in the moment and listening and reacting and all that, but there's this other sort of layer that's kind of floating around that you really have to hit. So yeah. I find that it's a lot of fun and it's really challenging, and I find that it helps me grow as an actor. But I also I love just being raw and honest in a moment, and that's what I love about acting is just not putting anything on and just letting it go and letting it ride.
But there's comedies that can do that too, right?
Absolutely.
But you're right. The Corner Gas is a very specific kind where You're hitting jokes per page, and it's and these jokes were written to be jokes, where other things can. I mean, for me, I think we have the same sensibility in that. It's for me, I'd rather comedy come out of an honest moment.
Oh, and just a shitty moment. That's my favorite. I'm just a little dark and kind of twisted, and that's what I love. And I loved doing Corner Gas, but it was also really hard to do 6 years of a character that was just and what made that show work was that the characters, for the most part, not all of them, but were relatively one-dimensional. Mm. And it's hard to maintain that as an actor.
Because where do you go with it?
Well, and also I found when I was done that show, I was I had forgotten how to act the other way.
Oh, did it fuck you up?
A little bit, yeah. And I became really over the top, and people were what are you doing with your face? And I was I'm doing something with my face. Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
so what kind of what was the turnaround time to get back into or?
You know what? It was really hard. I actually had to. It was a bit of I had a tough couple years after that show, and I really did have to kind of relearn how to act again.
It's like breaking your legs and learning to walk again.
Yeah.
Corner grass broke your your acting
and I'm
legs.
not saying that that's a bad. I love that show and I love that character.
Yeah.
And if we ever did a movie or were to go back, I would be the first on board and love it to death. But it was just so much of just Karen that
Well, it's a long time to do.
It is
like you said, a
time.
character that doesn't necessarily grow.
Yeah.
Or change. Not that. But that's. There's different kind of shows on a network show like that.
You're not really digging.
You're not finding new stuff. You're not going.
Like you're not, and so I find like to get all like, here's where I can get all dorky and actory. Is as an actor, it's like you have these characters and you have this moment with them and you breathe life into them, and I kind of feel like it's something happens to you, like there's some sort of a connection, something happens, and I find like it's kind of hard with that type of a character to get what us needy actors want from our characters. Yeah. We're kind of selfish like that. I want something.
There's an interesting interview that I read or watched, I can't remember what, with David Duchovny talking about characters in television and how difficult they are in terms of the fact that you can't change the character too much because the audience loves them for a certain reason.
Right.
But if they don't, you can't abandon what he was talking about, like Hank Moody on Californication. I don't know if you watched that show. So he's talking about like,
what a dirty, awesome character.
Well, he can't suddenly become a nice dude because then that's not why people watch that show.
Right.
But if you don't move towards something, it's not interesting either. So it's like this fine balance of. Without repeating it too, because each season you go on, you have to find new ways to dig deep.
In real life, people grow and change. Like I am nowhere near the same person that I was 6 or 7 years ago, but that's not acceptable on TV.
Yeah.
You have to be somewhat the same person. Like like Californication, for example. Like if that was me, oh god! Like after 7 or 8 years, I'd be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't get fucking hammered and bang all these chicks
all the time.
Yeah. Maybe I should just really commit to this woman that I love and figure out my relationship with my daughter and just make this work because deep down I really am a good person.
Are you into the new season? Are you watching?
No, I am not.
Yeah, you're a parent.
Yeah,
I get it.
I pick and choose my shows.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot right now because especially we're really into not letting the kid watch any TV.
Yeah, we did the same. No TV till you're 3 was our.
Yeah, I let him watch a little bit now. And
he watches so much now.
My kid's about 16 months, and
yeah.
I sometimes I'm like, okay, here's the,
Yeah, we have a 13-month-old, and she gets little glimpses of it.
And then it's hard to keep them from that. But so yeah, the TV is basically never on during the day, and then by the time he goes to bed, and my husband and I have dinner and catch up, and then I'm like, hey, good night. So it's like an episode of something maybe, or a documentary.
Well, that's what we found. We found we watch a lot of television because you can fit in like a half hour, maybe an hour kind of thing. So, and television's good now.
Television's really good, which also makes it really hard. The other day I just randomly was like, oh, Shameless is on. I keep hearing so much about Shameless. I'm just gonna watch one episode, and it was the premiere of season 2. And I'm like, fuck.
Now you got to watch so much more.
This show is so good.
I've only watched the beginning of this first season, but yeah.
It is so good. So good. Oh, God, it's so good.
But it fucks you up because you're like, now I have to fucking commit to something.
Well, now I'm like, now I want to start from the beginning. How do I get the first season? Where do I find the first season? Like, this is where we need Netflix. We need to get on this.
Or Nairn, I can tell you, I can give you tips. Yeah. But not on here. Because you should pay for things. You should support our industry.
Yeah,
but I'll look you up.
You really should.
Awkward.
Well, I feel like if this industry paid me more money, maybe I would pay for...
Fair enough. Touche, industry.
Yeah.
Shame on you, television industry.
You American industry folk are just rolling in the dough. Meanwhile, we're
rubbing nickels together.
Nissan Versas.
I have a Kia. This is not a commercial. Although, if you want to give me my Kia for free, I'll stop making the payments very happily.
We bought ours.
Brought to you by Kia and
Nissan Versa.
Thank you.
Because I am going to need to upgrade soon. It's the cloth seats. I don't like the cloth seats for little people.
Whenever you take the car seat out, you're just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is living under here?
So anyways, no, we will never steal television.
No, it's bad.
It's really bad.
Do you want to try a question from the jar?
Oh, it kind of scares me.
You're allowed to veto them. And some of them might not apply. Like, they're random.
Okay. How many questions are in there?
There's at least 100.
Oh, wow. Has anyone ever had the same question again, or you just don't?
Oh, yeah, a couple of them have repeated. So the thing, you got to pick it up and then you hand it to me.
I know, I saw it.
See? This is the first time, because I just started airing the podcast last week. But, Jesus. I'll try to open this properly.
It's not hard.
Oh! What's... well, now I'm going to pick a hard one now. What's the best or worst food you've ever had on set?
Oh, God. Some of the best food I've had, was in Vancouver.
Yeah?
When I lived in Vancouver, working on shows in Vancouver, the catering trucks were amazing. Everything was, like, made to order.
Oh, yeah?
You could get whatever you wanted. Like, as an actor, I was like, can I just have a chicken breast and some salad? And they were like, yeah, no problem. Like, you could get whatever, and it was delicious. It was amazing. It was healthy. Awesome.
You could say, I want a waffle, and they would manifest the waffle?
Probably.
Nice.
Like a real waffle. I bet you could have a waffle makel in the... Waffle makel?
Makel?
I remember I was doing Outer Limits one time, and on our last day of shooting, they got us lobster. Like...
Out of the truck?
That
was
is
it good?
Never. And maybe it was the end of the season. Maybe that's what it was. And I just happened to be.
It wasn't just a random Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Lobster Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we got picked up for season 3.
This was back in the day, too, and when the industry was a booming.
Yeah.
So maybe times have changed in Vancouver, but some of the worst food I've had has been in Toronto.
For shame.
It's like really...
What's the worst?
Well, actually, I will
You don't have to
also
say what set you're on unless you really want to. That's up to you. I'm not going to put that pressure on you.
It's actually to the point now where I actually don't eat.
On set?
I only eat from the craft truck now.
So you won't have like
Because I always get sick. I always get a really bad stomachache and feel kind of gassy, and there's nothing worse than being like on set and having the rumblies and the tumblies, like, you know, where you're like on set and you're like, oh my God, and you're just like, this is not good. So you're
eating bagels and...
Well, yeah, I'll just go to the craft truck and like make a sandwich, or come on, they feed you food every 3
It's
hours.
True.
Like, craft's gonna
You're
have
not
some
gonna
soup
starve.
kicking around, you know? Because I think what it is like the food is just sitting in oil, and it's just, I don't know.
Terrible.
I don't want to pick a certain set, but I will say across the board, Toronto has not had very good food. No. Regina was hit and miss sometimes, just because there was a battle between the crew and the cast on what people wanted to eat. Because the crew was like meat and potatoes, like small town, like Regina. They were like, I want potatoes, and I want
something dead,
some beef, some really overcooked beef. And I'm like, I just want like something light and you know, I just,
because you're working all day. You don't want to
working all day. Like, to me, like lunch is just a bad idea.
It
just
cancel
makes you
it.
tired. Yeah, just have lunch and it's also weird. Like, lunch is at 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, depending on your call time.
I'd rather just have like a sandwich at noon and just have a normal day, because it screws me up.
Yeah, for those of you listening that don't know, it's like there's certain rules that come with, especially with, it's more to do with ACTRA, but also union crews too, where you have to feed people every certain amount of time. But if you started at 2 a.m.
Which happened one time.
Yeah, if you started at 2 a.m. in the morning.
The Walter Gretzky story, because we had ice time. Well, try to get ice time in Edmonton. Like, holy crap. So we were shooting from like 1 o'clock in the... Whoa, jeez.
Watch out. Are you okay?
Oh my God.
Sue Ryan Goldhart.
That almost hit me in the face.
She works with that face. That's her.
Unbelievable.
That's
right?
her acting
Some
face.
people are like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you have to put that shit on camera. But anyway, so we can only get the ice from 1 o'clock in the morning when the beer leagues ended, and we were wrapping at like...
There's vomit and urine all over them.
Yeah. And you're wrapping at, whatever, like 11, 12.
Yeah.
So lunch was at like 6 in the morning, but they have to serve you like
lunch.
Chicken and pasta and steak, because it has to, actual rules, the
state
food
that it has to be
cost a certain amount of money. Like the meal has to be a certain dollar value, and I was just like, ugh.
No, who wants to goddamn eat it at that time?
So gross.
Well, that's what and if you go after a certain point in time, there's like meal penalties, and you have to opt for a second meal. Like we were shooting my last movie. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and one of the actors got called later, so it was technically time for their lunch. And I was like, "Do you want us to order you a pizza?" And they're like, "No." It's like we have to technically give you something. They're like, "I don't want anything." And then you have to make you sign something. I have to make you sign something saying you offered to feed me, and I said no.
You know what? All I ever say, like anytime I do an independent film, it's always so funny. People are like, "Okay, is there anything that you like really need?" And I was like, "I just want like toast and peanut butter, and a coffee and a water."
And they're like, "We have a little bit more money. We can get you some jam. We can hook you up with some raspberry."
Yeah, but I'm like, I just need like honestly like toast and peanut butter. And one time I worked with someone who was allergic to peanuts, and I was like, "Fuck."
I got nothing.
This totally sucks.
Could you go with an almond butter? Or they said like a general nut allergy?
I never even thought about that because I had to kiss him.
Oh!
Oh, it was, what's his pickle from Republic of Doyle?
What's his pickle? That's amazing.
I'm so good.
That's great. I'm gonna make you do it.
Come on, what's his name? Alan. Yes, Alan Hocko.
I knew that.
Has a nut allergy. Anybody out there wanna
kill Alan Hocko?
Nuts. And he's really allergic to cats too. We had this.
So rub yourself in a cat, have a peanut butter sandwich, and just wrap yourself around Alan Hocko. The things you learn on 5 questions.
Good times. Yeah, God, there was a question before this, wasn't there?
Well, it's food related. We're still on the right tangent.
Food.
We haven't even left.
I do like food. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so since now we know how to kill Alan Hocko, let's go with another.
All right. Sorry, Alan, but I haven't been on your show yet, so whatever.
Right. Don't fucking bring her on now.
I'm gonna let people know how to kill you. Oh, it looks like a short one. Oh crap.
Oh, weirdest audition.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a good one.
I have to start this with, I am a horrible
Human being?
Yes. But on top of that, I am a horrible, I'm not a very good auditioner. Like
okay.
I'm the
every
shaker.
actor thinks that.
No. Like I'm the paper shaker. My mouth gets like super
dry,
pasty. I get really, when I get nervous, I just talk. And I talk and talk and talk, and I just walk into the room and I'm like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And like casting directors are just like,
the fuck are you on?
Shut.
Don't do coke before auditions, Tara.
Yeah. But I don't remember what the audition was for, and I don't remember the casting director because I blocked it out. But it was one of those scenes where you have to like cry.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
You can't do the.
I can cry in a commercial. I can cry. No, like watching a commercial.
Oh.
I can cry. Yeah,
no. None of them cast in one. No, fuck that.
But I can cry like watching a commercial. I can cry. I always cry watching TV or documentaries.
Yeah.
Always. But I'm very like in my life, like I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just not gonna. I don't know. There's something about crying that I'm just not a good crier.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I had this audition and I was just panicking, and I had something left over from set where I had to cry a lot, like the menthol. Not the one where you blow, but it's like you would put it on like a brush, and you would just put it here, and like it just gets your eyes kind of burning, and then you can cry. And once I get tears, I can cry. But sometimes as an actor, when they're like, cry! Like you're focusing so hard on the tears that you're like, I can't cry! So I had this menthol left over, and I said to the makeup artist after, I was like, can I have that? I would, like to use that in my,
personal life.
In my personal life. For my husband.
Yeah, whenever he's been mean to me, I just need to like...
No, just wake up in the morning, cry.
What's wrong?
You don't love me.
Now you need to do that. Just for fun.
You totally won't watch this. I'll totally do it, yeah. Although I could probably, yeah. So, I had this audition. I was really worried, and I was like, oh, the menthol. I'll just use the menthol. But I was like, I can't, like get it on my eyes in...
It's a timing thing. How are you going to... What?
Exactly. So I had to say a couple lines and then, like, find a way. So I was like, I'll put it on my fingers. No problem.
And then pretend I've got shit in my eye.
And I'll just, like, go, like, do, like, one of these and, like, try and just be like, oh... And, get it in my eyes. Okay, well, I put way too much on my fingers.
That's karma fucking with you.
It went like this, and it got, like, in my eye. Like, not... Like, you're supposed to just put it... Like, just under.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, no, it went in my eye because I got nervous and I just went, ugh.
And you're not, it's not like you're applying it, yeah. Because usually someone else applies it for you,
So
you don't do
like,
that.
I am just like losing it, and on the inside I'm so scared, so I'm actually kind of crying now too, because I'm
So you didn't really need the menthol?
really screwing up this audition. And it wasn't like an important, like, I mean, they're all important auditions.
Did you book it?
No, I did not. Because, and then afterwards, it's done, the scene's done, and I'm still going.
As you're saying goodbye?
She's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, that was a bit much. Maybe like, you could pull it back. And I had to sit there and go, I have to be honest with you. I've put menthol in my eyes, and I can't stop crying. And like that was it. So that was my audition, and I don't even remember who the casting director was.
They remember you.
They probably do. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen me since,
Cut Tara some slack. She knows how to do it now.
You know, you guys, like, I'm just a really nervous auditioner. Just, cut me some slack. Just a little,
Yeah. Do you find? I think I know different actors have different feelings on the menthol stick. Like some take it as like a point of pride that they.
Whatever.
You don't give a shit. Good for you.
Like, I got the epidural right away. I don't really care. Like, doesn't make me a bad actor, or maybe
No. That wasn't what I meant. Yeah.
People say kind of. I know how some people are like, oh, I can do it without it. Like, you know what? Like, maybe I'm just having some. The reality is on set. Like, not every day is your best day.
And depending when it's thrown at you, it could just be right before lunch or right after lunch, and it's like crying out. It's like I'm kind of.
Yeah, I'm actually
full
I'm
and
kind of gassy right now.
Yeah, I don't really. So that's just it's like depending on when it's happening.
And you know what? There's actors that can just cry, and like that's awesome. I don't know why crying.
But what's wrong with them?
The deciding,
right?
Yeah, no shit. But I love how
go with a menthol stick over the tortured life.
Yeah. I love how people have decided that actors, like, if you can cry, then you must be an amazing actor. I'm like, well, there's kind of some other things too, guys. So I don't think crying is like you can't cry. God, we're gonna have to go with someone else. This is weird. But there's also time.
Or maybe we'll just make the scene work emotionally otherwise.
Yeah. And also I think it's more interesting to see someone struggling not to cry than someone who's like, do you want to watch me cry? That's creepy.
No, but it's true because there's something about the holding back of the emotion, right?
Yeah.
It's like the old like the Hitchcock quote. It's like there's nothing exciting about watching a gun go off. It's the anticipation of the gun going off, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as someone's crying, it's like the emotion's already breached.
Right. It's like, oh. Yeah.
There's nowhere to go from there besides just the waterworks.
I don't want to see someone like
no
losing it. That's gross. Like the ugly cry. Come on. Like
unless you're going for comedy.
Yes, but then it's like over the top, and you're not really crying anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you use the menthol.
He weighs way too goddamn much.
Then you're totally fucking crying.
I love that story. That's a great story.
Isn't it horrible?
Well, do you remember what what it was for? Was it like a show or was
I
it?
blocked it out. It was. I mean, it wasn't anything like ginormous.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, and thank God there was no like producers or director in the room. It was
You were just doing it for casting.
Yeah.
So they burned that tape right after. Oh no, they didn't.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they like. Oh.
Is it on YouTube? Have you checked? Can you imagine if some casting just decided to go, you know what, fuck everyone.
See, this is
and
why
decided to
it's so horrible to be an actor. Like you're like so much is like in their hands, at their mercy, and it's like you walk out of so many, and it's hard. Like I put so much work into like an audition, and it's so hard to just be like, here,
you
bye.
decide, yeah.
Like, and then you like nothing, and like I'm always wanting to be like, so did they say anything? Because you want some feedback because. You just worked your ass off.
Yeah.
Like I just canceled my life for the past 2 days. Hired a babysitter, and there's a lot that goes into preparation, and it's kind of hard to just throw it out there and just have someone go, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not right.
Yeah.
Your hair's kind of not the right color.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I love this industry.
No, but it's the same as like I've had that with writing where you send something and then they're like, yeah, it's not really. What else do you have? It's like I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah,
So
that was like 3 years of my.
Yeah, let me just check out my ass. Oh look, here's something else. and then but that's just it. It's like you pour it into that, and then you throw off one line about there's this other idea I had. It's like that's amazing. Give us that. You're like, really?
I hate that one.
But I guess
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
It's very. Fickle.
It is, and I feel like it's more fickle than it's ever been.
Now?
Yeah.
Like more so than when you started out.
Yeah, because I think there's more people. There's more actors. There's more people writing. There's more.
Or do you think that's just because it feels that way because you've been doing it long enough that you see the other people?
I don't
Like,
know.
do you think
I
the
feel
peop-
like there's more people. Like acting is more of like a mainstream profession now, perhaps. I mean, definitely, like people give up along the way, but it just seems like there's a lot more. And I feel more than ever. This is totally weird and probably not interesting to people who aren't actors. It's so funny to be in a room with a director and do a scene and then they just go, okay, thank you. And I'm like, but you're a director and I'm an actor.
Give me something to work with.
You could give me direction and I could take it and then I could do something different. And maybe that something different might be what you want.
Do you
But
find
if you don't do that? That happens a lot. It's weird.
I always try to give a redirect.
And even if you love what they did, I think you should, because I
Yeah,
think you need
well-
to know if an actor's directable. Like if you guys can directable, is that even a word? But if you guys can work together, like
Yeah. Although it is tough though when someone comes in and nails it off the top. But if they do that, then I'm like, I usually tell them, I was like, look, because I
you
don't.
nailed it.
Yeah, you nailed it.
But that
It's
also
like what?
makes someone's day.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you want me to? I'm like, do it in French now. Like, you know, what more can I have you do unless I want to try something
But
different
that would
and
be cool
just.
if you said you just totally nailed it. That was amazing. Now get the fuck out of here, and we'll call you in an hour, and you'll book it. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, but
Nah, exactly. Yeah,
You don't always book it.
Yeah,
No,
you
but-
don't always book it. You nailed it, but.
but that's the other problem too is that you come in and 5 people nail it and you're like,
I know.
her hair color was wrong. Fuck her. No,
Totally, it happens.
It's shitty. I hate that. But I mean, for me, I usually try to, even if someone comes in and nails it, I still want to say, it's like, is there a different idea you had? Is there something, or do you have any questions about the character that would motivate a different idea in you? Like, I want to give, I don't want you to just come and do it once and then leave.
Yeah.
You know, I want to.
I like, for me, like, an audition is work. Like, it's kind of nice to get a workout. Like, it's kind of like training. Like, if you can actually go in and play, it's kind of, you can leave going, oh, that felt good.
Well, that's the thing, because like you said, you spent like a day or 2 days, depending how much prep time you've had, working on one idea.
Yeah.
Or a couple ideas to narrow it down to one idea. And so now it's, I mean, the fun thing about the redirect, I assume from an actor's point of view, is like, that's you thinking, working on your feet.
Yeah.
And having to like apply it right away, not having that time to be able to go away and work.
And that's kind of how we work. Like, you do your work so that it's all there, so that you can be in a room and just let it go.
I like it.
I like it. Oh, another one. It's like a cookie jar. Oh.
But without cookies.
But without cookies.
What questions? It's not as good. What do we got?
It'd be nice if there was like a couple cookies in there.
Just a surprise. Just the crumbles. People mash them in with the questions, and they get all greasy.
Just a couple cookies.
Did you have a childhood nickname?
Yeah.
She's drinking water for those people just listening. She's thinking about it.
Oh, no, I don't have to think about it. Boom.
Boom?
Ever since the day I was born, I was called Boom.
And it stuck?
Yeah.
Still? Like, do people still...
My aunts and uncles and my parents call me Boom Boom or Boomer, or because my name is Tara, so it was Tarara Boomdier. So my company is like Boomdier Productions. My mom calls me Tarara Boom. And for the longest time, I actually hated the name Tara. I was a tomboy, and I thought Tara was too feminine. So you had to call me Boom. I didn't respond to anything but Boom.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Until when, like last week?
No, until like grade 1.
Nice.
Like, you had to call me Boom. And actually, my first day of kindergarten, I got put in the corner because...
You would only respond to Boom?
So I went to French immersion because...
What's Boom in French?
Boom.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just Boom.
Sorry.
I went to French immersion because my mother is French Canadian. We were all born in Montreal, and so it was very important that we speak French. So first day in French immersion, the first thing they do is you're all sitting in a circle, and if you're a girl, they hand you a picture of a girl, and it says fille. And if you're a guy, they hand you a picture of a guy, and it says garçon. And so they got to me, and they were like, fille. And I was like, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy, and my name's not Tara, it's Boom.
That's
and
awesome.
I like ran away.
You ripped your clothes off and stood in the corner.
Totally, my poor parents. And then I got put in the corner.
Because
I really wanted to be called Boom.
But you know what? Your parents probably thought that was awesome.
I I don't know. See, now that I'm a parent, if my kid did that, I'd be like, we have the coolest kid in the world. Like, that's the kind of kid.
But would you let your kid know that?
I don't know. I guess you can't.
To some degree, depending on what they do.
Like, I find myself now, I can laugh at things my kid does in front of his face because he's 16 months. He doesn't really, I mean, he gets it, but not to the same degree of like a 5-year-old. I got
a kid going on 4. You gotta be a little more careful.
It's hard because I know they're going to do funny things like that. And I kind of think it's awesome. But
sometimes I'm like, what you just did is hilarious. You can't do that in front of other people. Or you've got, and he's kind of getting that a little bit. It's like, at home, cool. Don't do that elsewhere.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's awesome, but people are gonna think you're a freak.
Well, I do too because I have to my husband's a bit of a weirdo too, and I'm a bit of a weirdo. So our kid's gonna be a weirdo, and I like that because I was always a weirdo and always an outsider, and I think it was really it was hard on me because I never really fit in, and I know it was hard on my parents because. Like, how do you raise this kid? Because you want them to be who they are. Because it's actually really cool because they're going to be an individual. They're never going to do what other kids do. They're always going to do their own thing. But it's really hard to have that personality work as a child, and to work in society in a weird way. It's really hard when your kid is kind of like Tourette'sing out, like, shut up! Like,
how do you fit in and stand out?
Yeah.
So where did Boom come from then? It was
just the song Tarara Boom Die. So the day I was born, I don't know if it was the day, but soon after people were like Tarara Boom Die, and then everyone just started calling me Boom. And honestly, to this day, like relatives of mine or like family friends who grew up across the street are like Boom.
See, you should make your kid call you Boom.
That would be weird.
Really?
But I love the name. I actually love being called Boom. Actually, Nancy on Corner Gas found out that my nickname was Boom and started calling me Boom, and she calls me Boom all the time.
Aww.
And it's funny how some people can call you Boom and it works, and some people
and you're like, please don't do that.
Like, it just sounds weird.
It's because they're trying too hard.
I don't know what it is, but like Nancy is like, hey Boom, and I'm like, yeah, hey.
Works.
Yeah.
Do you have a nickname for your kid?
It's kind of, his name is Foster. And a lot of people are calling him Foss. I'm like,
don't
do that. Like, Foss. Like, Foss. Ugh. It's kind of weird. I don't really have nicknames for him. I call him like a lot of things. I call him crazy. I call him...
just really disparaging things.
Yeah. Listen, shitwad. There's a lot of names that come out. But I don't have one specific nickname for him. No. There's a lot of I call him Turkey, call him Monkey.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Call him Bubba. He gets a lot of Bubba.
A lot of Bubba?
Yeah. So I think it's weird when I call him Bud. Like, we're not buds. We can't be buds, but it comes naturally. Like, hey bud, come here bud.
Yeah, that works.
But I'm like, but we're not buds. Like, we're not buddies.
You're not pals?
Yeah. We're not chums. So I was like,
you don't have banter?
I was like, Bubba. What's up, Bubba? He's a pretty funny dude, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you do that's funny?
Everything. Like, he breathes.
He breathes funny?
Hilarious.
Because he has asthma?
He does breathe funny.
He's asthmatic and it's hilarious to you?
He has Strider and he's like...
That's terrible. I like you.
It's terrible, isn't it?
A little bit.
He's finally starting to breathe a bit more normal, but when he gets excited, he goes like... But at first I was like, why is our baby so loud? Because people are like, babies are really loud. And I'm like, this thing is like loud. It's like Darth Vader loud. We couldn't sleep. It was like... So finally I told my doctor and she's like, oh, it sounds like Strider. I'm like, oh, thank God there's something. Like, it's called something other than like...
It's got a name? That's what makes it okay?
Because I was like imagining him like trying to have a girlfriend. And just,
you're flashing forward.
No one wants to like sleep with this kid because he's like...
He's 16 months old and you're worried about his sex life. You're like, he's just never going to get laid because of this...
Sex life? Like sleeping in a bed beside someone, not doing things. Oh, that's gross. That's terrible. You're perverted.
I'm the weird one tonight.
I don't think I'm ever going to be able to watch this. Oh, it's terrible because I'll be like, oh, that's what I'm like. Oh, that's why I have no friends. I'm joking. I have a couple.
Couple less after this. All right.
Oh, yeah, shit, here we go. Okay. It's awkward with the microphone.
It's a whole plethora.
Oh, I think I picked another short one.
No.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Oh, I like how you get it. Oh! Like, oh, I remember this one. This was, oh, yeah, this was the different one.
So brilliant when I came up with this question. Do you parallel park or drive around the block?
Oh, parallel park.
Yeah?
Oh, totally. I have no... And on our street, we have to do the opposite side, and I'm awesome.
You go back and forth, right? Or does it change over?
On one side.
All the time?
It's really irritating, yeah. And it's on our side of the house, so we never get, like, that side clean. It's
Ours
really,
switches halfway.
Ours is because all the fire hydrants are on the other side, so they don't want to switch.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because you lose parking spots, and also, like, why? Like, if there's an emergency, then it's just free.
Yeah. Well, that's just it, because even when there's that little opening, it's like, really, a fire truck's going to get in there? They're not going to.
Well, they're still going to be in the middle of the road.
They're still going to be, yeah, they're still going to be in the middle of the road.
Oh, excuse me, we're parking.
Yeah,
You know,
it doesn't work out.
My brother's a firefighter. They just park in the middle of the street, and they just take a hose over your car. Like, who cares?
Yeah. They just want the extra, the fine. They just
Yeah,
want
they do. They really do.
Yeah, because the car's not really getting in the way.
It's so irritating. Now, are you someone, here's a question for you. Are you someone, do you always, get a ticket? Do you, pay for parking?
Oh, I
Do
pay.
you, cancel sometimes?
Ooh. I used to be terrible. When I was in college, I used to park beside someone with a ticket, take their ticket and put it on my dashboard.
Like, open their car?
No, like the one that was like underneath the windshield wiper.
Oh, there used to be those? Where did you grow up?
This was like when I was in like high school and like Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
In the falls. They had the actual tickets. But yeah, I would take like someone that had gotten a ticket under their wiper,
So you're
put it under my I was
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do that now because I'm like, that's a really shitty thing to do to somebody.
That's a really shitty thing.
But what I found out from a police officer who caught me doing it was that it's not that person, even if they got a second ticket, can only be fined once. So I wasn't hurting that person if they got a second ticket because the ticket I had, they would void each other out. I was just avoiding getting my own ticket. So I wasn't really doing anything. I was avoiding getting my own ticket.
I see what you're talking about. You stole their parking ticket.
Yeah, no.
And gave it to yourself. So it looked like you already had a parking ticket.
Yeah, I already got fined.
I thought you meant like you bought their...
I broke into their car and stole their goddamn... No, I'm not...
That's
No.
It
It was someone who had already broken like and was already being fined.
Oh, I like that idea.
Right? See, now I'm not a shitty
No,
person.
you're not a shitty person. That's just brilliant.
So I was just stealing from someone who had already gotten a fine, putting it under my car, and then and then sometimes I come back and I'm like, oh, they got another one. But I was like, well, that's shitty. Now they have to pay for two when they finally get caught up. But then I found out that they don't because it.
So it's fine, and they only know that they just got that one.
They already got the fine. So it's not like I'm giving them an extra fine. I'm just avoiding getting my own fine.
That's awesome.
And at that point, I was like a college student.
Yeah, you got to be creative.
So that's what I did then. But now I'm more or less, I usually pay because it's not worth.
It's not worth it, and I find I was just saying that because I'm an overpayer. I'll always overpay.
And then do you give away the ticket?
I do if someone's there and there's like more than like 5 minutes.
I do sometimes, but then I'm like, I can write this off maybe.
It depends. If I've used it on my business credit card, then I keep it because I have to.
Yeah.
Write it off. But if I've just otherwise,
Yeah. And then the only time I won't when if I go to the nearest machine.
I know.
No, this is somewhat interesting.
You know, but there's people that overpay. There's people that don't pay. There's it's interesting to see what type of person people are. It reveals a lot.
This is character stuff right now.
Is.
If I go to a machine, the machine's busted though, I probably won't walk to the next machine. You know what I mean?
You will.
I won't.
Oh.
Depending how close it is. If it's the one across the street, I might.
I'll walk.
But then my theory is, I'm like, what if I'm like walking to the goddamn machine and I get a ticket on my way back while I'm gone?
Well, because then I'm like, I was walking, then I would fight it.
But then they go, well, I've already printed it out.
No, I'd be like, listen, douchebag. I was walking to the machine. But I would walk to another machine because I would be afraid that if I fought it, they would be like, why didn't you just go to the machine across the street? And then I'd be like,
Why don't you fix your machines?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's like, God, really?
And I know that I would never go to court to fight a ticket. I'd be like, it's not worth it. Like, I'll pay the $30. It's not worth my time. People who just like to fight tickets it's like, really? You just want to go to fight a ticket? Like,
I almost fought one. And it was right when the text phoning thing, the rule came around.
Oh.
And it was because what was it? My wife. I was like driving in the car. I was at a stoplight. My wife sent me like a text message, and I just like did that to look at a red light, not moving, It wasn't even like I picked. It was just like if I did like it was the same kind of motion I would have made to like look in the back mirror or adjust the stereo or change a CD. It wasn't doing anything, but it was like. But because I happened to touch my phone, I'm like I just touched it.
That's crazy. I mean, I understand.
So I almost fought that, but I was like, I have to take half a day away from work, and it's just like.
What's the point? What's the point, you know?
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's irritating. I know.
But I get it, because I agree that it's like, yeah, you shouldn't text and drive because it's dangerous.
I know, but sometimes I will look at a stop sign.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm stopped. I'm not moving.
I know. Terrible.
The things people do when they're stopped, this is not as bad.
I put lipstick on, like lip gloss on the way.
But that's okay. Yeah.
I don't get busted for that.
No, or eating.
That actually really bothers me. Someone who's eating and having a coffee. I'm actually... it's actually funny to drive with me. My husband, it scares him sometimes because I am really anal and I hate it when people don't follow the rules of the road. And I get really, like, pissed off at people. And I will yell at people who are not following. I was like, merge better! And he's like,
better?
Merge better.
Merge better. Nice. I like it.
I don't like people who don't know how to merge properly.
I'm a little anal. We could get along.
Yeah. Okay. And it just drives him crazy. And now, like, if someone...
or the people that wait to the end to get in when you're like, you knew way back there that people were moving over.
And I will not let you in. I will.
I go over. I go between the two lanes so that nobody can. I'm that kind of jerk.
Me too. Because I'm like, you knew better. Oh, look at that.
That was a good one.
That was
nice.
Good. I feel good about that. Do you want to do another question?
Yeah.
Okay. It's getting awkward.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. Bit by saying that.
Things are going wrong. Oh. Let's see, I did again just for fun that time. What's your favorite ice cream?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I live in Leslieville and Ed's
Real Scoop.
So I have some ice cream issues. Like I love it. So at Ed's right now, I am a huge fan of the spicy chocolate. It's kind of amazing. Growing up, I would say chocolate chip mint.
Their French mint at Ed's is amazing, right?
It's pretty delicious, but I also used to love bubblegum ice cream. You know, with like the chunks of gum in it.
I've never chewed gum, so I like.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Never?
a
What do you do
thing.
if you have like bad breath?
I take like a mint, some scope.
Not chew?
No,
All right.
I don't know why. It was just a weird thing as a
It's
kid.
really good. It's not good for your jaw.
Yeah.
And it makes you like, you know. But anyways,
A little TMJ going on. I heard a crack in
That was
there.
good.
Did you pick up that crack?
I heard tiny.
Nice. Don't do it on purpose now. That was creepy.
But I used to love the bubblegum ice cream, but it drove my mother crazy because the bubble gum was so gross, and you would start chewing it, and it was so sticky, and it would like get on the seat of the car, or it would get in my hair, or on my clothes. There was a time it got in my hair, and my mom had to use peanut butter to get it out. Really gross. But Ed's also has the maple bacon. Did you ever try that deliciousness?
No.
Maple bacon ice cream.
He has such good different flavors.
So good.
They have the Guinness at the.
I've never tried the
Here's the
Guinness.
thing: when you go there, get the sample. Just get because the thing is, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's amazing! It tastes like Guinness." I don't want a whole scoop of that. Yeah.
So I'm not really answering your question with what is my favorite.
It's okay. We can talk about ice cream for.
Because it's pretty hard when you have
When you go to
the
Ed's.
most amazing ice cream store a block from your
Yeah,
house.
if you're in Toronto or visit Toronto, there's two locations. There's one in
So
Leslieville
unfair.
and there's one in like the
the
beach,
beach, yeah.
which is the one we used to go to. The nice thing about the Leslieville was the new location is he's got like way more room, so there's more flavors in there.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, have you had their pies? Their
The ice cream pies, I almost we share a
my.
birthday. No, we almost share a birthday. I'm January 7th.
I wished you a happy birthday.
You did?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so funny. He's the next day. That's why we're stubborn and like.
Yeah. Oh, that's
you know,
true.
attentive
Yeah, we have the
and,
same.
Like, no, I'm gonna work my way to the top. God damn it! I won't take the shortcut. God, even though it's so tempting. I don't suck your dick.
And the show's over now. We went from ice cream pie to suck your dick within like what 5 seconds?
Okay, but seriously though, the ice cream pie is amazing, amazing. Like you gotta do it.
And it's like a graham cracker base, and then your choice of ice cream, I assume.
Well, you can pre-order it. You can pick your own, and then they'll make it. But you have to like order it like a day in advance or something, or you can just have whatever happens to be there.
Nice.
So good. God, I remember when they opened, I turned to my husband. I was like, "This is gonna ruin my summer.
Yeah.
This is going to ruin."
The nice thing is
my
we're
summer."
far enough away, so it's like if we walk there and back, we feel we've earned it. But you're a block away.
I am not far enough. And when you're strolling around, like, oh, just afternoon walk with let's go get some ice cream. And then I'm like, do you want some? Kid doesn't want any. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't need to have any. And then no one needs to know that I had it.
They do baby scoops at Ed's for free.
That's usually baby scoops?
Yeah, you can get it's like a little thimble of it for the kid.
Oh, really?
Ask for a baby scoop.
I should just get that for myself.
Yourself. It's just for the kid, and then you walk away.
I'm going to do that.
Do the baby scoop. There's a little tip. Get the baby scoop at Ed's Real
So
Scoop.
we've got to talk about the Netflix and baby scoops.
Baby
Good,
scoops.
good.
Yeah.
Cool.
But what's your favorite then? It's just the pie. Do you have a favorite? If you had to only eat one flavor of ice cream.
From there, I would always go with the spicy chocolate. Then
Interesting.
it's so good,
It's
it's not an actual ice cream. It's
it's the gelato. Yeah. I always make people try that
It's so good
because it's always the exact same reaction too. It's like they try it and then they're like,
It's not really.
I don't really taste the. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then it comes right away.
It's just really nice. It's really easy. Like ever since I had a baby, I'm addicted to chocolate. It's really weird. Like I've never had chocolate around. I don't not like chocolate, but I've never had to have chocolate in the house.
Like dark chocolate?
Yeah. Like every night, I'm like, and now it's gotten to the point where I've been eating so much of it, I've actually gone up to the 90% chocolate because I can only have one square. And then I'm like, okay, that's enough. Like I cannot have any more chocolate. Like that is so rich. But even my husband is like, so you can like stop buying chocolate bars anytime now. And I'm like, you can stop
being an
saying
asshole.
things like that to me right now, mister.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Have you had the sea salt dark chocolate?
Yeah, that's like, I always get the sea salt. That's
I'm an
like,
asshole for asking. You're like, of course I have.
Yeah, the sea salt. I also like to get the orange one.
Orange is
And
nice.
the mint is also really nice. But yeah, I've been having to try it up to the... Have you had the dark chocolate from like Soma or something? And it's
the hot chocolate?
no,
Have you had the
Pop Rocks inside
What?
it. Yes, we are dark chocolate with Pop Rocks, and then it's got like salt and pepper on it. It's
Her mind just...
like...
You're making a disgusted face over there.
It is. See, like this is what happens when you're a kid. You just.
Yeah, you get excited about this kind of stuff. I get it.
You're a loser. Like I'm a loser. This is like a losery type of like.
I don't know if I
spend
agree.
Way too much time on my own going. This
Fucking
is a great
Pop Rock
fucking chocolate. Like you know what I mean? Like there's just way too much time like thinking about this and finding this. Like I could be socializing with people
Instead of...
and like talking about things. But
you know what? I bet you someone's going to listen to this and they're going to go try that chocolate for the first time. You just changed someone's life a little bit. Not in an amazing way, but you know, they're going to have a little Pop Rock chocolate experience.
It's really nice.
Have you had the Soma hot chocolate though?
No, I haven't.
It's like drinking a liquid chocolate bar. It's so
I've
thick.
never really gotten into hot chocolate.
Someone brought one for me at work one day, and it was like, I loved it, but I'm like, God, holy fuck, it was.
Never brought me anything.
Oh, really?
No,
That's sad for you.
That's nice.
That was nice for me, not for you.
But so really rich though.
It's pretty thick, but it was good. It was good, but it was also the kind of one where you're like, I could have just had like a shot of this, and it would have given me the same.
I feel like hot chocolate, like for me, it's such a strong memory of being in a hockey rink, like watching my brother play hockey and having those gross machine hot chocolates.
So it's got to be shitty, or otherwise.
No, but I have this weird memory, like, and
of it just
it's
not being
a
good.
horrible memory, but it's also not like the greatest time of my life, like sitting in a hockey arena watching my brother.
So hot chocolate brings back terrible repressed childhood memories for you?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
I
really
like,
sad.
Yeah, it's weird. Like that's what it comes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that my kid never has a horrible hot chocolate memory.
Because they'll just bring that back.
Yeah, he's never gonna be allowed to play hockey. Never.
Because of hot chocolate?
No, because I don't want to drive to the rink.
You can make that choice. I'm the same way. We're just like, our kids are just not going to be
no, we're just
really
gonna,
into
like,
athletes.
He's gonna ask us about like, what is this sport my friends are doing with these blades? And I'd be like, I have no idea.
What you should find out and bring it back to us. We don't know. It must be new.
Yeah.
And they must have just brought it to Canada.
Probably. That is weird. I don't trust you with sharp things, honey.
My son, before we came here, ran around this house naked with a little mini hockey stick, wanting to play hockey before bed. It's like, and it's because of his cousins.
Don't do this in front of other people.
Yeah, don't play naked hockey in front of other people. You will be getting a phone call, and we'll have to go and sit and talk with their parents.
That's awesome.
Don't do that to us. At home, fine.
Naked hockey. Oh.
Naked hockey. Oh, geez. Contact sport too, right?
There's things about the male anatomy that I don't want to know what happens when they're in sport contacty type things.
Last night I was reading my child a story to go to bed, and he said, I feel really sad for mommy because she doesn't have balls. And I said, why? I said, because she doesn't get to scratch them. I screwed up the quote, but it was something like that. I felt really bad that mommy can't have balls to scratch. He's a 3-year-old.
See, I'm excited for stuff like that.
The anatomy just like blows their mind, especially
the shit kids say. Like I'm so excited for that age.
Yeah.
When they just say shit like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, he's obsessed with dinosaurs, and like all the pictures, he's like, "Where's the dinosaur's penis?" And I'm like, "That's an awesome question. I've never seen a dinosaur. I've never seen a dinosaur penis."
Because it would be ginormous. Why do you never?
You would imagine.
Dinosaur penis?
Yeah. Steven Spielberg fucked that up.
Because it would be massive.
Think about it.
I'm on
right?
the internet. As soon as I leave here, I'm on the internet.
Dinosaur penis. Are they? They're just innies?
But I wonder, is it like?
But they lay eggs.
Is it like? Does it come out? Like, do you know what I mean? Is it like a dog? Like all of a sudden this like big fucking thing is sticking out
and attacking you? Yeah.
Or like a horse.
Or
at least you can see the horse's
penis
action, but then all of a sudden it goes. Wham,
what's a dinosaur cock look like? That's what I want to know.
Like the size of a human.
It would be huge.
Like the size of a basketball player.
Yeah, they just totally omit that. I've watched all the Land Before Times.
And the balls would be huge.
Jesus.
What's your favorite ice cream? Maybe you'll talk
That's where we
about
went from.
dinosaur balls.
I like that.
Oh, I'm glad it's not boring.
No, that wasn't boring at all. What? Now I can't stop thinking about like a dinosaur penis.
It says 12 feet.
What?
See, so it's on the interweb.
What? No.
Discovery Channel.
What dinosaur though?
So it's even bigger than a
But
basketball player.
that's too generic. Like what dinosaur?
Tyrannosaur or something, or a Tyrannosaur.
Tyrannosaurus has a 12-foot cock.
Wow.
Look at that. And what's the height? But let's get a reference for like what's the height of a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
No one ever talks about dinosaur penis.
We just did for the first time. Look,
I know. I feel like
we should make a new hashtag.
It's a breakthrough.
Simulated video.
Yeah. I've never even. What's that?
It's a video.
It's a video. Well, we're not going to do that. But dinosaur penis. Look it up,
I'm
people.
going to be looking at that video when I get home. Not in like a creepy porn way. But like
That's how you're gonna.
In a curious.
That's your bedtime pill tonight. The dinosaur porn.
Oh God, I need some help.
How are we doing for time? Let me just check in.
Have I gotten a call for work yet? No, but someone tweeted me. Probably you.
Not while I was here.
No, but right when we started, didn't you? Oh, maybe you didn't. Oh, that's weird.
That's okay.
I got a tweet. Someone tweeted me. That's
Look at that.
Exciting.
It's very exciting. I don't have the data plan. I just like for the phone. So I have to have Wi-Fi to connect to that kind of stuff. Oh.
You don't want to get the data?
No. I don't.
You know what? I kind of hate having it because I hate that I'm always like, I have those moments, and I'm sure you do as a parent, where like you're hanging out with your kid and you're like, yeah, oh, honey, that's awesome. Oh my God, that's amazing.
I try as hard as I can not to, because I hate it when I go to the park and I see and I just see that. I'm like, my rule is when I'm out with the kids, like to try to like have it on me if I need it for work or whatever, but it's like to try not to.
It's hard though.
To
it's
use
weird.
it.
It shouldn't be. I shouldn't like. Why do I need to look at that? You know?
So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to put a data plan on my phone unless it's like I have to be, somewhere for extended periods of time. You're laughing about something. Is it more dinosaur penis stuff?
There's a lot of
There's
dinosaur.
this girl asking, and she spelled everything wrong. They seem too large to have sex like humans, and their tails would get in the way for doggy style. Please answer my question.
It's true. You can't.
Oh yeah. How would they do it with tails? Because you'd have to, like, you think about like how dogs and
Yeah. And it's not like a dog tail where it's like it's the big giant reptile tail. We've spent way too much time talking about dinosaur sex. Where were we? We were talking about the phone thing. No, that's where we went back further. The phone thing, yeah, so I don't want to have the plan unless I have to go somewhere where I'm away from a long period of time, and that's the only way I can do emails if I'm on set or something like that.
Right.
Then, but otherwise, I'd kind of rather not have to. It's just because otherwise I'm a slave to it. I know I'll be checking my email all the time, but if I know I can't, then I'll be better.
I know on my phone the email wasn't working for a few days, and then I figured it out. But it was actually kind of nice. And I just put like a reply back like, hey, like I had to let people know, like, by the way, my BlackBerry's down and I'm not receiving emails. So if I don't get back to you right away, like what a dumb thing to have to, like,
Yeah.
Why does it matter? But like people expect.
But people expect it. They get mad at you. You're like, it's like, well, I emailed you like 3 hours ago. It's like, what the fuck? If this is like 30 years ago, you would have taken a week to get me my mail back.
Which
Like,
is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But like it pisses me off sometimes. And actually sometimes I'm horrible too. I'm like, I gotta get back. My husband's like, just chill out. Like, they can wait a day. And I'm like,
yeah, fuck them.
They can wait a day. Then I'm like, oh no, I should get back to them now.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta do it
kind
now.
of. We are
Yeah.
the same. It's the birthday thing. It's true.
It is. We're Capricorns. Like it's hardcore.
We're kind of
Like, it's in
assholes a
us.
little bit. That's okay. I saw something. I was at a dinner, like a lunch thing. Where
was it a dinner or a lunch?
it was a lunch
You need to
thing.
be honest with me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't
Was
want
it
to
a
lie to
dinner
you,
lunch
Tara.
thing?
We've come far enough. I can't lie to you.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
but the rule was that it was like everyone had to put their phones on top of each other, and the first person to touch their phone had to pay for dinner, lunch, or whatever it was. Smart.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of shitty if you're like both, like if you have like a babysitter and it's like a text and you're like, oh
It's
god.
almost- but you also can't trip the other person up and text them because your phone's in there as well. But it's
That's true.
But I think depending, you could probably make exceptions to the rule. Maybe.
But then you're like, it's a text. It could be my,
But you could say the first person to touch the phone on their own. But if you like get something, maybe that's allowed. You can at least see who's
You
calling.
can't touch your phone. That's the rule.
And it just sucks if your
like
kid's
that.
like dying. It's like, sorry, you got to pay for dinner and your kid died. It's just a shitty night all around for you. I'm glad that made you laugh. Do
That's awesome. It did. Just a little bit though.
you want a bonus question?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I've had good luck with the questions.
Sometimes-
Tommy had tough questions.
There's some tough ones in there.
I know.
But there's some ones about ice cream too.
That one seemed thick, so I feel like it's long. Oh, that's a long one.
Look what you did. This one's good.
Oh, fuck.
What was and this is right in line with what we were talking about anyway.
Oh, great. Dinosaur penises?
You're
asking
it could
about
be the
dinosaur
answer
penis?
could be dinosaur penis. I don't think it will be though.
Okay.
What was the weirdest thing you've ever found in your parents' bedroom?
Oh my god. They could get really mad at me for this.
Think they'll watch this?
I don't know. I found a condom wrapper one time on my parents' bed.
How old were you?
Elementary school?
And did you know what it was?
Yeah, and I sat on their bed and I heard a crinkle. Oh my god.
How did you know what a condom
horrible.
wrapper was?
Well, I must have. I mean, didn't you get sex ed in high school? Or in
You said elementary school.
Elementary school, we got sex ed.
What grade?
I think it started in grade 6, grade 5 or grade 6. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're not all from Quebec.
This was in
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
Hippy dippy. Come
Fair
on,
enough, yeah.
everyone's, but
We
I remember I
didn't-
sat down and it was like crinkly and I was like, what's this? And my dad ran out of the house.
And we haven't seen him since.
And my mom was like, like left standing there. It was pretty funny.
That's amazing.
That's kind of a weird. It's not really a
condom?
weird thing to find there. That's a horrible story. My parents are going to be like so. Well, whatever. It's actually not that embarrassing. It's
No,
like,
they were having sex.
they're having sex. Like that happens.
That's
They
okay.
had me.
Yeah.
So.
Are you only child? What are you? What's?
I'm the youngest of 3,
Wow.
so I'm a total brat.
So they're still having sex after you. That's amazing. That's good.
That's nice.
That's a good thing.
That gives us hope.
That's a good story.
It's good to know that like sex after kids.
Yeah.
That people are
They still got it.
Yeah.
Or they try. They're putting
Yeah.
forth an effort.
Yeah.
And they're using a condom, so they're like, no, fuck it. After Tara, no, done.
No, we should have not.
Yeah.
That was,
No.
I mean, not a mistake, but it's here, but there it is. But yeah, that was, I guess, not the weirdest thing to find, but
As a kid, though.
yeah,
Eh.
it was pretty funny though. I just
And
like,
awkward-
I like kind of fucking with them.
And-
Like, what a horrible child I am. I'm like, what's this? Like, what
making
a
them
brat. Like,
making them tell you.
yeah, like what a my dad.
And you ran away.
Yeah, he's Scottish. Doesn't like to talk.
Would your mom? Did you?
I don't remember what she. I think she just told me. Yeah, she's very.
It's a condom.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Deal with that.
Yeah.
Tara, boom. It's a condom. Boom, boom. Go play with your fucking Lego.
Yeah. I probably did. Did I have Lego? I don't know. I was such a tomboy.
Boys play with Legos.
Yeah, I don't think I had.
But now they
I
have
don't
pink
think I had
Lego because only girls can apparently only play with pink.
The only girly thing I had was Cabbage Patch Kids, but other than that, I was like.
I had a Cabbage Patch Kid.
I had like 6.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. We used to make movies with them though. It was hilarious. This one time, my sister would always. My sister would always do like weird home movies with us, and she would like do soap operas with her friends, and I would always have to be like the husband or the nurse or the maid that would come in. But we used to do home movies with the cabbies, and I remember my brother got dumped by this girl Melody, and he was all heartbroken. So my sister and I.
Why, Melody? Why?
We did this where the cabbie, where we decided that she was very serious. We started with the cabbie with full hair, like the oldest cabbie, and she was like, "This is Melody, but Melody has leprosy." And then
you gave her leprosy?
Yeah, and then you would go to a different cabbie who had like less hair, and we'd put one arm behind her back and be like, "This is Melody 3 weeks later. She's lost a lot of hair and lost a limb." And then we would like go until it was like the newborn with no hair, and we like had both of her legs and arms behind her. It was horrible.
Because she broke up with your brother?
Yeah.
Did you ever send it to her?
Oh no. We did this for my brother, like just to make him feel better.
Did he appreciate it?
I hope we still have those. They're on VHS somewhere.
You have to put them on YouTube now.
I would love to. And there's all these soap operas my sister would make me be in, and I would always have to, or I'd be like coming up to the like she would set up like she'd be lying in bed and she would have like tubes and stuff to make it look like she was in the hospital, and I would have to come in, ironic as the nurse, and be like checking on the stats, and like it was just weird. We did weird.
With the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah. No, these were like real movies though.
Oh.
She would like hire us, like her friends and stuff like that,
Did
and direct us and stuff.
Like tip? Or was it co-op?
It was more like getting bitched around. She was kind of bossy.
What does she do now?
She was a chartered accountant.
Nice.
And she's
Obviously.
actually starting a photography exhibit in Vancouver. She's taking oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name of the photo exhibit here, the huge one.
I'm not cool enough to know.
Oh my gosh.
By the time this airs, it'll
Are
be
you
over.
kidding me?
Sorry,
Like,
I don't got it.
I'm totally blank. It's an awesome like photo festival.
Type in "awesome photo festival" in Google, Toronto,
Yeah.
and you'll find it. I'm sure.
I can't believe I'm blanking on it because I go to it every year. It's amazing.
It must be really great.
It is really good. But she's basically starting that for Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like another chapter, or just like kind of like a.
She was gonna use the same name, but I think they're like going with their own new thing. But it's like an international photography like festival.
Oh, fun.
Exhibit. Yeah. So that's what she does. Kind of random.
She keeps a little bit of art.
Yeah.
It's not quite the
I know,
cabbage
like
the Cabbage Catch
CA
soap operas anymore,
she's a
but
chartered accountant. I think she just got bored and was like, this sucks.
numbers suck.
It's a shitty like it's a tough little world, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tougher than our
Well,
little
it's different.
dance.
Yeah, I you know what? When people are like, I want to be an actor, I'm like, really? Like,
Can you do anything
No,
else?
but that's why I said,
Do you have
like,
any other skill
do
set?
you have like
Do you have an education?
Like, do you think maybe you could go to university and do something else? Because there's some like really cool things out there. Do you like being poor? Do you like poverty? Do you?
So you wouldn't do it again?
I would. I totally.
Because you're a
would.
masochist.
Because I'm totally sick like that, and I'm just wired the wrong way, and I think we all are, and I absolutely would, but I don't think I would
recommend it to anybody.
I don't think I would, because if someone really wants to do it, they would have someone say,
They'll say, "Fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway."
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of person you need to be to do this.
Yep, I agree. I say the same thing to emerging filmmakers. I'm like, if you can do anything else, like don't do this to get rich. Go into hedge funds or something.
Do not
Like
do
God.
this. And I think that's what people think. I think people think that people in the film industry are loaded. Like I think they have this idea that, like, I was on a TV series for 6 years, and I'm just, like, rolling in dough. And I'm like, no.
That's cute. Aw.
That's sweet.
I can eat ice cream at Ed's, but that's...
Yeah. Maybe you go have a beer at the Roy, but, you know.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're going to do this as a Canadian actor, you have to love it. Like, you have to love it. And you have to, you know.
Have no other skills.
Have no other skills. Absolutely. I did one day at community college.
And what program?
It was an English class. And I walked out after the first class. I was like, I cannot fucking do
Read
this.
English, Jesus Christ.
No, I was just like this whole seat with the desk and I
Couldn't do it.
I could not do it. And I, like, after the first class, I went right and I was like, and how do I get out of this? And then I went to film school.
Nice. So you went for behind the camera? Or do you went for acting training? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't referred to it as film school in the acting side.
A long time ago, it was called film school, I guess.
Oh.
In the olden days.
In the olden days?
In the olden days, Vancouver Film School.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went to Vancouver Film School.
I did.
I didn't know there was an acting.
There was. I don't know if there still is. It was taught by Michael Doogie, who used to be very well known, and I don't think she acts anymore, but she was tough.
It's a good experience.
I feel like that's what acting school is. They're just really mean to you.
Yeah, and whoever survives.
And whoever survives is like, okay, you'll be all right. You could.
Their job is to try to weed you out.
Yeah, people are like, if you can take me yelling at you and being an asshole and you know telling you suck and you still do this, then you're good. You're on your way. Good luck.
Yeah, if my insanity hasn't stopped you, then
yeah, I kind of feel that's how it is. Yeah.
That's fun.
Good times.
So we should wrap it up?
Yeah, we should. I feel like we're kind of like...
We're meandering?
Now, I think people...
Ever since the dinosaur penis.
I know. I feel like...
It's just gone downhill.
I feel like once we started chatting about our phones, people were like, you're kind of boring.
Those people weren't listening to begin with.
No.
They're good.
They're just hot for you.
I don't think it's me.
Yeah. Well, I put makeup on, so...
For me, I like it.
That was a big step.
So how we wrrap things up is you have one of two options.
Oh, shit.
You either have to, show some weird special talent, or you have to arm wrestle. Because talent?
I don't want to embarrass you because I would kick your ass.
You probably would.
Ready?
Okay.
Ping pong. I have to do this because it...
Who won? No. Did I win?
You won.
Thank you. Yay! What is that? How did that come about?
Isn't that the best talent
That's pretty awesome. How did that come about?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can do weird things with my tongue.
You can make... See,
I can do weird shit
we could
with
go on
my
for another
tongue.
hour just doing this.
Isn't that awesome? I love that. I didn't understand why people couldn't do that when I was younger. I was like, can't everybody do this?
So you've been doing that since you were 3?
I've been doing that for years.
Playing ping pong with yourself?
Loser.
It's true. She is a loser.
Wraps that right up, doesn't it? In a nice little package.
All right. Well, that's it. You've been listening to 5 Questions with Tara Spencer and Nairn.
Yeah.
I got to write that time.
Yeah.
Yay, I learned something today.
Yeah, you did.
See ya.
Bye.
That was fun.
Random.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.